Hello, welcome to the Steam Release Podcast. I'm your host, Dewey Bear, and this is the show where we dig through the release list so that you do not have to. And join me today, my fellow game miners. That doesn't work out. Mine? No. I was gonna make like a Minecraft reference. It just didn't work out. But
I'm much older than a miner, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah. We're all majors. We're all majors. Okay, TheRadioTom, welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me back. Happy 40th episode, everybody. I'm honored. I'm thrilled to be here. Thank you so much for having me once again.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
It's absolutely always a pleasure. And Roadypie, are you okay? You feeling blue?
Well, you know, maybe for later on when we get to the bad list. But for now, I'm up for those gems. So gems.
All right, and with that, let's just get right in the business of what have you been up to this week, RadioTom?
So my last 2 weeks have been a little bit busy. Of course, Mom was able to have her surgery. Thank you, everyone, for who was able to help us out with that. It meant the absolute world to me. But she had her cataract surgery, the first one on her right eye last week, and then she had her left eye done this week. She's doing absolutely fantastic. She's out watching American football and flipping between that and baseball right now. So thank you much for that. Otherwise, I've been playing a lot of Overcooked, and Chapter 9 of Celeste just came out, and anyone who knows me knows I am addicted to Celeste. I love that game to pieces. So I believe it's the last chapter that they're going to release in this game, or at least the last update, unless they get a little bit of polishing or a bug issue or something that pops up. But yeah, Chapter 9 just came out. It is brutal, it is hard, but it is still fair and fun like Celeste has always been.
Oh man, that's good. It's cool that gets updated, because I didn't realize that Celeste was the kind of game that would get expansions like that, but that is really cool. And they don't even sell the expansions, they're just updates.
Yeah, absolutely free. And I know he's kind of split his time between working on that and Matt Does Games, who doing Celeste has been doing a lot of Mario Maker 2 levels. So if you're a Mario Maker person, go find him on there if you like the Celeste levels and stuff and want to try on a different platform. I think is my right wording.
I feel like that's the reverse of how it normally goes.
Yeah, right. Right, it's like, oh, I got my start over here and I made my own game. It's like, oh, I made my own game. Now I'm a Mario Maker. Yes.
But yeah, Justin's been playing through Mario Maker 2, and he's got his own YouTube channel with his many outtakes and artistic endeavors on there as well.
And I've watched all of them, and they're great.
Yeah,
so
they're fantastic. Yeah.
It's fantastic. All right, how about and about, like, it was so cool to see the community, like, back on the previous topic. It's so cool to see, like, just all the different Twitch community come together and help fundraise. That was awesome to see.
Yeah.
So
much love, everybody. Much love.
It was so cool. Man, brought a tear to my eye. Anyhow, Roadypie, what about you? How's your last week been?
With the bum arm, I wasn't able to play many things. It's definitely on the mend now. But I did finish The Room 3. But because there are multiple endings, I somehow managed to get the bad ending.
So The Room 3 has multiple endings on it?
I think there are there are 4 endings. So and when I was like, no, I don't want that ending. And then you can go back to the last chapter to replay it to get different endings. So I think I'm going to do that. But I think it wouldn't be bad to, like, look at a guide now, since I've already gone through it the once, to see, like, just where I've gone wrong, to see if I can get, like, the good ending. Yeah, so I'll probably do that.
You already put your work in.
Like, yeah, exactly. I put the work in. Yeah.
Well, and as for me, I actually surprisingly played some games this last week.
What?
I unfortunately didn't get to stream because it was just weird. Like getting home, it never worked out where I could start because like by the time I could actually sit down and play, I was already just like 9:30 or something. I was just like, I'm not going to start streaming at 9:30. But I did go ahead because it was 75% off. I went and got Hand of Fate.
Ooh, how you liking it?
Yeah, Hand of Fate and the first expansion. The only expansion I should say for the original Hand of Fate. Yeah, it is very, very good. I have enjoyed it a bunch. I'm up to the King of Scales, which, for those who don't know, that's like the last boss of the main story campaign. But it's a roguelite. That's kind of my thing. And I can say it is very good. The combat is very simplistic. It's very like sword and boardy, but the combat's only a facet of it. A lot of it is strategizing the card game, the actual like dealing out the Hand of Fate. Yeah, it is a really good game, and it's an oldie, but it's a goodie. And once I finish Hand of Fate, I'm really looking forward to getting on to Hand of Fate 2. But yeah.
Wonderful.
Good stuff.
It's such a cool game. Anyhow,
did the like company go bankrupt or something?
Oh yeah, so that's another thing. Defiant Development has unfortunately shut down. They all that they're doing is just maintaining. They're just maintaining the storefronts for Hand of Fate, and maybe like if there's any serious bugs, the one guy is running it might like be able to put in some fixes or stuff like that. But for the most part, it is yet another Australian studio that has shut down. For those who don't know, Australia has had a really difficult time in the gaming industry for the last several years. Yeah. A lot of their major studios have shut down. In part, it was for like, it wasn't a bad thing that one of the contributing factors was the rise of indie development. That caused a lot of the bigger Australian games to kind of get pushed, the bigger Australian studios to get pushed out of the market because they were already like they were having a difficult place up against all the American and Canadian studios. But now there's all these domestic Australian studios. And it's unfortunate, and there's just been a lot of difficulty. But you know what? Australia is still making games, so. But yeah,
it is a shame. But I'm glad that this is still Hand of Fate is still available to purchase. It's not done like a Telltale Games or anything like that. So and it's still being supported for like bug fixes and things, and I hope like the people that worked on it I hope they able to get move on to other jobs or other studios.
Yeah, they were even, and what really kills me is that there was even a game that was in development that was kind of going to be a Hand of Fate 3, but it wasn't Hand of Fate. It was a different story. It was a different universe. It just had a lot of Hand of Fate type mechanics, so it was the next evolution on that. Yeah, and it was almost, I wouldn't say necessarily almost done, like it probably still had a couple more years in the oven, but the concept, it was very much fleshed out. So it's so sad, but yeah, Hand of Fate. I see. Sorry, I've got a little bit in my throat, but other than that, yeah, it's just been that I played. I did it. I went and jumped into WoW Classic. I confess.
Ooh, we're never gonna see you again.
I'm amazed we're doing the podcast now.
Yeah. I know. I went in. I played both Horde and Alliance up to level 5. I'm not really playing Alliance willingly. It's because my roommate's Alliance. But I'm also leveling in Horde on my own, and it's interesting. RuneScape's better.
You did play like originally when it was first came out, or is this like a new experience for you getting into it?
It was a new experience because I, of course, never played World of Warcraft back then. What is cool is people are super friendly. Like, it's not the game itself, but it's like, because the game mechanics require cooperation, people are cooperating. And that's really cool to see. Like, they don't have all these quality of life features that make it easy to play a game by yourself. And because it doesn't have those, it forces people to be more friendly, more outgoing, more out to help one another. And that is cool to see. It makes it feel like an MMO rather than just a single-player RPG, which is cool. Yeah,
I played it back in the day with, and yeah, you go along and there's quests that you can do just by yourself, but then there are these group quests that you occasionally have to do. And that's when I found my my partner would joke, my online husband, is my friend from Norway. It was like we did this one quest, and then like since then for years we would always, like, in WoW, always duoing everything together, and it was just like, yeah, he just made the game really fun and to be around. But I remember back in the day, people weren't so nice because it was just like they wanted to get things done, and I really didn't like. Well, the classic WoW is like you had to walk so far. I feel there was a lot of time wasting in the game, like walking back to your corpse. If you're low level, you know, you don't have a mount earlier on, so you have to walk everywhere, and it's just like, I think I personally have gotten what I wanted out of WoW back then, and I think, you know, for me, it's like I don't see the point of going back. That's me though, but people are enjoying it. I'm glad people are enjoying it.
I found it funny you brought up like online husband, because like my coworker met his wife on WoW class, like back in the day. Oh, really? On WoW.
I've heard that so many times, but that's amazing.
Yeah, and it's so interesting.
I met Mr. Bear through WoW.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, that's awesome.
He was our raid tank. So he was the paladin, the raid paladin, and actually his friend invited me down to London, and I thought it was just like a friendly thing, but he was interested in me, and I was like, no, I don't have any interest in you, no. But I really like Mr. Bear. He's so cute. Mr. Bear was his housemate, and he was just really really friendly guy. He says he wasn't really trying or anything. He's just being himself, which I liked.
Yeah. Oh, that's
all those
sweet.
paladins getting all the ladies. Yes.
Yeah. I think my coworker, he was a warrior, and his wife, I don't know, I think she was playing priest, but so that's how they met. He was tank, she was healer.
I was a plucky gnome mage.
I feel like you would be a mage, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you do frost or fire?
Oh no, I did arcane.
Oh, arcane! Wow.
Yeah.
The different road.
Yeah, I really liked doing arcane, and and that's another thing why I don't want to play classic, because it was, even though you had 3 different paths that you could go down, it was like, oh no, you have to go down this one if you want to go do endgame. So it was just like, oof.
Yeah, classic. Yeah, I just subbed for 1 month. I'm checking it out because, like, I feel like it's a cultural experience, especially as someone who's an MMO player. But I have to say, like, I'm playing it and I'm like, man, I want to get into Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah.
But that's me. But it has been fun. The community has been super nice.
Oh, I'm glad, because it wasn't like that back then.
I think because it's now, I think it's a lot of older people with nostalgia for back then. So it's almost like everyone, it's like going to a reunion. It's just a reunion that I was never part of, but there's all these people like reminiscing with each other, and it's so weird. It's like a reunion, but without the drama. So
yeah. So much WoW drama.
Oh my word. And how? This is a Steam podcast.
Yes.
Oh my word. So, and being a Steam podcast, we have a little piece of Steam news for the history books. NBA 2K20 has accomplished the unaccomplishable, acquiring the lowest, the most negative reviews of any game ever.
That's incredible.
On Steam.
And I'm surprised Borderlands, after the whole Epic debacle, didn't get review bombed harder, that NBA 2K actually took it on its own. But with there being E for everyone, and now their weird jackpot loot system that they have, like here is like one of the one-armed bandit machines is now your loot boxes, and then they've got like a pachinko sort of thing in there too. It's like, oh man, you're bringing gambling on an E-rated game?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, and 2K games, especially sports ones, always have all of those issues where it's like they're always buggy. They're on a very short cycle to be able to like do this. Where it's one of those like, I wish they would wait a few years and just update the rosters over time and then put out one after everything is polished. But no, it's not the cycle they do. They put one out every year because people buy them. Holy crap, this one is. So many places are trying to skirt very carefully around the loot boxes. It's not gambling, all the legal issues, and 2K is just middle fingers in the air saying, we don't care. We're trying to get our money now before this goes away.
Yeah. And they're already, in my country, they're already being reports on by MPs, papers being filed already, and about these practices, and also how scummy the industry is being by when they get questioned, they're not answering like key issues. They're being very vague about it, being very evasive, and this is all being reported on by the BBC. So it's like the regulation is sort of snapping at their heels. I think that's might be an inevitability here. Wow.
And with it all, the thing that bothers me the most, they still haven't, after all these years, they still haven't gotten the sweat right.
I like how that's the concern. It's like, oh man,
like that's like I saw the sweat, and it's like, even if I was in a sports game, I wouldn't get this. Like, either it's just like they look like creepy dolls that have been covered with some liquid.
We saw a game like that last week, wasn't it? It was like,
yeah.
Ugh. It's the same thing.
Or just dousing bit, like, because of course 2K also are the ones who do like the WWE games now, and at least on there, looking kind of more like baby oil than sweat actually makes sense.
Yeah.
But it's I get you.
It's just very unsettling for a lot of them. It's just like like, I would prefer it to be more stylized and less realistic at that point. Like, it's not like you're going to be looking at the characters that close most of the game anyway. So I'm just confused why the hyper realism seems to be so important.
No, and especially too, they also now have the controversy with their because they now have they've had an esports league going for a while. One of the players got booted off one of their teams for insider knowledge as far as gambling goes. Luckily, it turns out there's not going to be any charges pressed against the player because they didn't show any signs of throwing the game or any negative thing where he was trying to like rig a bet. But he is completely banned from their esports league that they have going on.
Wow.
So
insider trading now, my word.
Yeah, I know it's more of a stock term. I couldn't quite think of.
I think it's there's another term, but I can't think of it either.
It's a good description though.
Wow. Alrighty. Before we get into the honorable mentions, we do have some comments from developers.
I didn't do it. I'm sorry.
No, you did not do this one. Last week we had a game called Fables of Talamos that we featured. And the developer went ahead and tweeted me back. The Cheese Master is what the developers, the development studio. Hey, thanks for talking about Fables of Talamos. Was great to hear your feedback. I'll admit that this was my first time doing pixel art, and I can see how it doesn't catch some people. But I think if you try the game out, you'll enjoy it. P.S. The game length is probably about 4 to 7 hours. So that's always really helpful. I like it when they, because I don't think we were able to figure out how long this game was when we were initially looking into it.
Yeah. And I was speaking to one of my friends yesterday, and they do like it when we tell us how long the game is, because some people they don't have time to put in to play these big like chronicles or whatever, that's going to be like the 30 to 40 hours or something. They just want something when they come back from work, can like sit and play for
just
for an
zone
evening.
out and play something.
And just have something that they can complete. And it's like that's so I think any developers that may or may not watch this, definitely put how long the game length is. And it's like if it's a shorter experience, don't think that as a negative thing, because some people really do want shorter experiences.
I mean, there's a lot of just being able to like knock out a game in a few evenings, like that feels kind of nice. It's like, oh man, I now I can go do something else, like before the game overstays its welcome. So
I think that's why I play a lot of hidden object games as well, because there's a nice story going on, especially with the developers that I like. They have like really good storytelling in it, but that I can complete it in one evening, and that's what I really like.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And I think this was from 2 weeks ago, but DigiPen Europe from Bilbao also replied about our bringing up Jira. They said, hey, Dewey, thanks for the review of Jira. That is great for our students. So, they were just glad that we gave a shout out. So
because there was a lot of those, the DigiPen that we talked about a few of them that day, and I definitely remember the Jira one. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was cool. You. Yeah, thank you. Also, it's like cool to see game devs like producing capable game devs coming out of colleges, because like game development's a very new field. It's hard to like imagine trying to write coursework for courses that didn't used to exist, like for a field of study. And there's a lot of studios there's a lot of colleges, for example, ITT Tech, which has lost its accreditation, that did not produce graduates who are able to really get into the industry. And, in part because the teachers had no idea what they're doing. The requirements, like by the time they learned something, that program was completely obsolete to development now. There's just they just had very little input about how the game industry actually worked. It was just colleges trying to cash in, and so some colleges did that, and thankfully in that case everyone got their debts basically forgiven, because it's like, hey, you were given a useless degree. So but DigiPen, seeing the types of games that have been showing up from DigiPen students, it's like really cool to see that, like, these people know what they're doing. I'm glad to see that. So yep,
it's wonderful.
Yeah, you know what, that could be great for the show. We just need one feud, just like one studio to go like, I'm canceling these people. I know, because that's what happened to Boomstick, who was like a tiny YouTuber, and then like it was some reviewer from IGN. I was a reviewer from IGN who was plagiarizing his reviews.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And then he's now a really big YouTuber just because everyone found out, and they're like, oh, my sense of justice is offended. And so he's actually a really good content creator. So everyone discovered him because of that. It's like, man, someday.
That's rough.
One day.
I want to be that scummy someday. I'll get there.
One day. Anyhow, our next thing is just honorable mentions. Yeah.
Yes, so we get diving into it.
So we have a few honorable mentions. Some of them are just because they're already super well known, and some of them are just because like I didn't really know how I'd fit them into the list. But anyhow, so first we have Planet Automata.
Galaxy is being threatened by an army of robots, but a brave hamster will step up as the hero. By Mush Potato.
This is a hamster.
Yeah.
This is a ham.
Hamster bullet hell.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my.
You can probably tell why I just had to put this on the
on
the list. Yeah. So looking into it, the game itself, it didn't seem to do anything new. So I was just like, oh, it's just kind of a bullet hell, but it's a hamster. So Roadypie needs to know about this.
Yeah, and he's even got a little thing on his head, just like 'cause he's ready for battle. Oh.
And with a little ninja tie. Oh, yeah. Love it. I love this so much.
It gets really insane because this is just and that's another thing. Kudos to these folks. They just posted 4 minutes of gameplay. That's it.
Oh, that's good.
That is the trailer. 4 minutes of gameplay.
Yes.
But yeah, it gets insane. Like, I wouldn't be able to do this.
No.
I wonder if this is available on mobile. It looks very mobile.
I do believe it is. I do believe this was available on mobile, which is why it has a vertical aspect ratio. Yeah. So, but what's nice is they also just stretch it so like there's sort of the transparent area where you can't go. So, but no, I would not be able to play this game. This is ridiculous. This is giving me anxiety looking at it. But you know what? Planet Automata is out there for shmup fans if you're into that.
Or if you just like hamsters.
Yeah, or if you just like hamsters, that too.
Another category of games that we need to look at.
Yes, the hamster. So there's hamster protagonist, raccoon protagonist.
Yeah.
Of course, mouse. Well, mouse, hamster, all of those like small, cute rodents.
Yeah.
Protagonist, yes.
And of course, cats as well. Cats. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah. All right. So the next title.
That's $4.99.
Oh, $4.99. Yeah, it's $4.99. Pretty cheap. Yeah. Our next honorable mention is Greedfall.
Engaging in a core role-playing experience and forge the destiny of a new world steeping with magic and filled with riches, lost secrets, and fantastic creatures. With diplomacy, deception, and force become part of a living, evolving world. Influence its course and shape your story.
So this game is highly successful. They've got over 2,000 reviews, a 78% positive. It's not the most positive game because it is made by a very small studio. They are published through Focus Home Interactive, though. And there's a lot of issues with this game. Like, it starts out very unique, but then it gets very repetitive later on.
And it's $50.
It's $50. It is a very long game, but as I said, like, it's very unique and interesting starting out, but then there tends to be very repetitive gaps before the next story beats. So it can take a while. And there's certain balance and mechanical issues, but granted, all of these can be addressed with patches. So we shall see. But, you know, they are highly successful, so congrats to that. Just, despite what you may think, this is not a AAA experience. This is very much a single A, double A type production.
It looks great, though, for single A or double A. But yeah, it's like, especially if you like have rich story elements to your game, you really got to get that pacing right. Otherwise, it's you can lose a lot of people like halfway through a game or something.
Yep. And yeah, I've seen a variety of views, both negative and positive, a lot of video breakdowns. And you know what? So far, all the negatives, and like, you know, I'd still probably get this game eventually. So it's on my wish list. But yeah, anyhow.
Yeah, it's like $43.99.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not sure how long it is, actually.
It is very long.
So it's very long. So yeah, I mean, you probably will get your money's worth out of there. And you know, they including a DLC with that price includes Adventurer's Gear DLC, so maybe it's a skin that you could
I think it's just skins.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I hope they do add additional content, especially as someone who never buys stuff when it first comes out. Well, with a handful of exceptions. But I hope that eventually, like, it'll have like this huge package and a bunch of content, and maybe the later game won't feel as empty. It won't feel as repetitive anymore. So I am hoping that happens. And it definitely could. They have the funding now with how well this thing is sold. Yeah. All right. I heard this. Yeah, it's a good janky. Yes, it is janky, and I don't know if it's Eurojank or Merojank.
Majank.
It is jank, but you know, a lot of jank games are amazing. Whoa. Okay. All right. So, our next honorable mention is Blasphemous.
Oh, this has been on my wish list for a while. Blasphemous is a punishing action platformer that combines the fast-paced, skilled combat of a hack-and-slash game with a deep and evocative narrative core, delivered through exploration of a huge universe comprised of non-linear levels.
Yes, Blasphemous. This has had... It is mostly positive, 79%, but from what I've seen from a lot of people who've gotten really into the dirt of this game, it's very pretty. The boss design is very good, but the sections between the bosses is more of the problem.
That's what I heard as well. Yeah.
So it can be very repetitive and very punishing. Like, the bosses aren't even necessarily the hardest part of this game. It's just getting through all the enemies. But yeah, the pixel art is amazing. It's beautiful. The frame art is just... It's a little bit mechanically simple, so for long playthroughs, people might get a little like, okay, this is going on.
I think it's just the timing, because a lot of the times you have to get the parry right.
Yes.
And I think that's one of the problems that people kind of like have. It's especially, you know, you're going through trash mobs to get to that. It's like, put so much concentration on doing these like kind of trash mobs, and it's the sort of character models for those trash mobs are the kind of you know, become sort of samey as you go along. But yeah, it's I've heard really good things, and I really do like that sort of like a sort of Catholicism sort of symbolism in there. It's great. I do like that.
Very dark very dark sort of religious fantasy sort of thing. It's really beautiful.
But you know, it's not my kind of game. But I want to know. I do just want to know what the story is. You know what I mean? It looks so interesting.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah. So
it's dark. It's pretty. It's like, yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, that's the that's Blasphemous. It's just a really cool title. I think most people would say just manage your expectations and you'll probably find this to be worthwhile. So gameplay.
10% off right now as well. So and there is a deluxe version too with there was this great bundle. Which comes with a comic and art book, and does it come with the soundtracks?
Yes, an OST and
everything does.
And a character skin,
Yes, yeah, but the normal prices. So the bundle is 16% off, which is $25.51, and the game is 10% off right now, and it's $17.99.
Yep, and that is Blasphemous.
Yeah.
So, our next title, actually not our next title, we are now ready to go for the honorable mention, we're done with honorable mentions. I will get this clear. Yes.
I believe in you.
We're on to the release list. So the real meat of the show, meat and potatoes, we're ready to start. It started out a little sparse, but Rody helped me fill it in as far as the list. And we're going to start with Lilith-M.
Lilith woke up and found trapped in the lab. Dark lights, depressing echoes, cold machines, secret switches. It all seems to tell her to escape from here as soon as possible.
All right, this is a game by Chesstar Studio, based out of Shanghai, China. They don't have much of a social media presence, so I had to dig on Chinese language websites a little bit to find them. But yeah, they've made a few other games in the past, and this is their latest edition, and it looks like a really fun puzzler.
Yeah, I like how good it looks, and it looks like it's got some like nice, interesting puzzles as well. Obviously, not sure on the story aspect because it seems like just quite. Reading the little blurb, it seems like a quite basic story, but it's I love the character designs, everything.
It looks like it's got about 40 levels to it as well, so especially for a puzzler, more levels the better, and 40 is not a bad.
No,
cool.
Especially
not
for the cost.
Yeah,
it's like 10 cents a level. Not bad. Because it's $3.99 US. They do have it translated in a variety of languages, but judging by the descriptions they provide, don't expect perfect grammar, I would say.
Yeah. It's definitely a little rough.
Yeah. But at the same time, maybe you might find that charming.
It's compared to a lot of ones that we've read on here before, it's not bad.
No, it's not bad. It's just a few missing articles here and there, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But
it's $2.89 UK, so that's good.
But for those of you who are real sticklers for grammar, it might drive you up a wall.
Yeah, this won't go well.
No. All right. From our second title from China it came out on Tuesday, September 10th, and it is Stamp Boy.
Stamp Boy is a...
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
We had a good system going here. No, you broke it. You broke it down. I'm going. Stamp Boy is a retro-style puzzle platformer about a hero and his stamp ability on a quest for rescuing a princess from an evil monster, defeat bosses to get closer and closer to her, collect orbs in every level to unlock secret stuff, no randomly generated levels. Everything is handcrafted.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
This screams classic, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh my word.
Yeah, where it looks like some of the assets look very much from Super Mario World and Super Mario 3.
Yeah, I was looking at assets and I'm like, I don't know if these are... I think they're original, just very homage. But I'm not sure.
There's a few that I am. I would love to do a side by side of.
Yeah. We may have to do a side by side. Yeah,
I like that you get. Cute. I like that you get into this cute little cloud and.
So yeah, it's but yeah, no randomly generated levels. I like how they advertise that. Like, it's nice. It's nice because there's definitely been. Sometimes I get sick of randomly generated. That said, I don't think platformers are generally randomly generated. I don't think that's generally a problem in that genre. But yeah, there's it's mostly positive reviews. There's just one English review about its very 1995 vibe from it.
Yeah. Also, it says great but short pixel platform. Quite a short little title. I can tell you, there's 30 levels. And more than 4 horrific bosses. More than 4?
More than 4?
So how many? 5?
More than 4.
But yeah, it's 20% off right now, and it's £1.35. So yeah, it's not bad at all, really.
Yeah, $1.99, but 20% off for $1.59 here in the US. So for the cost, and it looks like 30 different levels and more than 4 horrific bosses. It's price wise, that's not bad. Especially if you like platformers, especially as cute as everything is. It is inspired by so much. Like I'm reading in the about, like they love playing Mario vs Donkey Kong on GBA, Legend of Cage, Mega Man, Downwell, Ninja Gaiden 3. And looking at a lot of stuff, very Mario heavy in here.
Yeah.
I spotted a couple assets that look like they're straight from Super Mario 2, which was supposed to be Doki Doki. No, not Doki Doki. Never mind. But it was supposed to be another game. But it's looking very much like those 3 games.
Yeah.
In a nutshell.
I mean, it would be nice if they did have you could make your own levels as well. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, level make creator. That would be really good.
Yeah.
Stamp Boy Maker.
Stamp Boy Maker.
Yes, Stamp Boy Maker. But yeah, this is by Sadi Make Games. Sadi, I've not been able to find much information about this dev. Just they're from China. So I did as much research as I could, and I was just like, okay, they're just an indie dev from China. So. And it's their first title, so really, really congrats. Welcome to Steam.
Yeah.
All right, so our next title is from Wednesday, September 11th, and that is Archeo. Shinar? I don't know how to pronounce this.
Yeah, I would like... Because it looks like Archeo.
Yeah, maybe
Shinar.
It's Archeo Shinar. Shinar?
Yeah, just because it's archaeology, so I'd just go Archeo Shinar. Explore the deepest caves with a cup of tea in your hand, or reach the heart of the jungle with your finger on a globe. Send your highly educated employees to uncivilized tribes, and don't let them convince you it's a certain death. The worst case scenario, you'll hire new ones. I'm loving the humor already.
Yeah. I also like that in the corner, on the left-hand corner, you've got a little cup of tea, like bubbling away.
Yep,
it's cute.
So the story is apparently your father went on a lot of these archaeological digs with some like archaeologists. So your father wasn't an archaeologist, but he found something that leads to like Nebuchadnezzar's like something summered. Some special thing that Nebuchadnezzar hid, and he knows about it, and so he's left it to you to go find. But yeah, so it's neat, and it seems to be a cool sort of management simulator game with nice art. It feels very English for some reason.
Yeah, it's got the great British dry humor to it that I'm a big old fan of.
Yeah, no. I really like it. I like the style of it, and it's like this sort of like children's comic book sort of style, and it's. I want to see if there's like a more story going on, like as you're playing it. There are like nice story elements weaved into it, rather than just you've just got to complete certain tasks. But yeah, I see myself playing this, or at least giving it a go. It would be nice if there was like maybe a demo or something. That'd be good for this.
Yeah, because especially everything I'm seeing in the kind of the reviews and comments on it is there's a bit of a learning curve to this game, and especially if you're not a big fan of turn-based strategy, resource management games. It would be good to be able to try this out in a demo capacity first, just to really see it's like, hey, is this going to be for me? Because there's been so many of those strategy games where I'm like, I like this from the outside, but I get into it going, oh, this is either way too much or it's not enough for me. I don't know. Something about those I would really like to see just a demo of, like, give it a shot for like however long in the game, like if it's by days. Whatever their time metric is, it's like, all right, you can try it from this long to kind of get the feel of it.
Yeah.
I will congratulate them on the accomplishment of that. They were in early access, and their review score was 86%. And after early access, they've hit 96% with after early access reviews.
That's awesome.
So that's impressive. A lot of games, when they come out of early access, they somehow miss people's expectations, and the reviews are almost always worse. So even if it's a decent game, so it's cool that they're getting even better reviews after coming out. So that's cool.
And it's on sale right now, 20% off to bring it to $10.39 off the regular $12.99. So not a bad price point for the art and the game from the looks of everything.
Oh yeah, 20% off, $8.23. I do like it says, that's a lot of stress, right? Don't worry, as we already know, there is no better medicine for that than a cup of tea or a glass of gin. You're cool.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. Yep. Archeo, this is let me see. From Artist Entertainment. They also made Squirrels Jump. It's squirrels with a Z. So, yep. So yeah, this is their second game on Steam.
And the first game is free to play as well.
Oh, awesome.
Interesting.
And it's got that dark humor.
Dark humor. All right, our next title is Mermaid Colony.
Mermaid Colony is an atmospheric survival strategy game. You're granted godlike powers to guide the mermaids in a battle between light and darkness.
Yep.
That's literally it.
Mm-hmm. This is by M. Hanka Games from Beijing, China. This is a game that I've kind of been looking into. I'm not entirely sure. Like, it seems very spreadsheet looking into it. It's got some nice visuals, but it does seem very spreadsheet. As far as
the visuals are kind of muddy and hard to differentiate a lot to it.
Yeah, I'm with Tom on that one. It's like it just, and I can't really tell from looking at the trailer what you're supposed to be doing. And that's a bad sign when you know the trailer is there to explain to you, you know, what your game is and everything, and here it's just like I'm looking at it, it's not instantly recognizable what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, a real word of advice for devs of these types of games: always show the trailer zoomed in on what you're trying to show people, because these games like these, they look a lot better when they're over the full screen. And if you're showing the whole UI, maybe flash that, but then for the most part, just be like zooming in on different elements, particularly for sim games.
So I'm right now on the very last picture that they have in the slideshow, and that UI alone just daunting.
Yeah,
like it is. Yeah. There is so much. Which. More content's always a good thing, but for a game that you don't exactly know what it is at first glance, and then all of a sudden you go to that, it's your spreadsheet is way too accurate the more I keep looking at this.
It's for the people who want to keep working after they go home.
That's so true.
You know, to be fair, there's a lot of gamers who are that way. So.
That's true. It might be good. It's just not my wheelhouse.
Yep.
The thing is, like I like those kind of simulation games. I like Project High Rise and things like that.
Yeah.
But I need it to be sort of very clear on what I need to do, and not feel overwhelmed. And that's where a really good tutorial comes in, like a playable tutorial, which is, you know, is going to keep applying more and more different elements. That would be the whole game, so you can get used to using all those different parts of the game. That's for those kind of games, that's the best sort of tutorial, when they have those different scenarios, so you can just get used to it. So yeah.
Oh yeah. And for these sorts of games, I can get into Sims, but there needs to be a very good like story motivation for me to be doing it.
Yes.
And I'm not sure this one fits that bill exactly, but cool thematically. I don't think I've seen like a mermaid management simulator.
Kudos to that.
So. See, Dewey, you would love Restaurant Empire if they only bring it out on Steam.
If they'd only bring out a new Restaurant Empire, yeah.
I know. It's great.
Be all about like the family drama and like.
Yes. Oh my god, the best sim game ever. But this is $7.99. For those that this is interesting.
$9.99 US.
Oof. Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, so yeah, it might be worth checking out. On the Food Empire game though, I think there's like a Korean drama. It's like the taste of romance or something like that. I don't know. It's like these two rival cooking families, and their children fall in love, and it's like a Romeo and Juliet thing because the parents hate each other. They've had this like restaurant rivalry going, and their kids like each other, and they're just like, no, this can't happen. It's a really nice Korean drama, all about
This developer has a few games that I actually know about, and one of them that I actually have. So like
Voodoo Garden,
yeah, I have Voodoo Garden.
Yep.
But yeah, which is a clicker game, and the Cats game, which is so cute.
Yeah. So this dev, if it gives anyone sort of solace about maybe jumping in on Mermaid Colony, this dev is fairly experienced. They've made other games, so and they've generally gotten positive reviews, so that's cool. All right. Our next title I don't know if it counts as a game. Thursday, September 12th, we had the game Kind Words come out. Parentheses, lo-fi chill beats to write to, parentheses.
Game about writing nice letters to real people, write and receive encouraging letters in a cozy room, trade stickers and listen to chill music. We're all in this together. Sometimes all you need are a few kind words. And this is already hitting my top of the list this week just for what it is. There is not enough kindness in the world. And seeing you're not just sending letters to NPCs, which is kind of what I was getting a vibe of right away, that you're actually sending this to other people in the game, and everything I'm reading in the reviews down below too. It's like normally I just write joke reviews, but no, I got to come out and say like, hey, I just recently lost my dog, and some of the kind letters I was getting on this, I'm like, oh wow, this I'm in love with this already.
Oh wow, that's so cool. Yeah, because it was like when I was looking through the searching through the list this week, and I saw this and I thought, oh my god, this it reminds me, on YouTube it has the chill beats to do homework to or something, or to chill out to. So it's got that look to it, and I thought it was kind of like some meme kind of game. And then I looked into it and I was like, oh wow, this sounds so cool, and I love that it looks like you've got this deer come in and it delivers the letter to you, and it just seems like a really nice positive experience rather than kind of like a game thing. But I'm well up for something like that. And it's only $3.99.
Yeah, and this additionally, like, this is made by a real game developer as well. Like, they do other like definite game mechanics, and you can kind of see that in the design. So like they made Make Sale and Block Pooper, okay, and Girls Like Robots. So they've made all these other games, and in this one, like, you can customize your bedroom. Like they have all these little elements of, that there's a sense of progression, and that at the same time you're just writing letters to each other. That's really interesting.
Yeah, I'm in love with it. There's not enough kindness in the world, and they hit something you don't see in gaming often. It's I'm very taken aback with this one.
Yeah, the dev has said that it's been just really over because like so do you know the dev does see all the messages that go through. But yeah, so you shouldn't be sending anything private anyway through this. But and it's all been it's been really, really positive. So it's just been this really cool interaction between all these different people. Yeah,
and so far there's 246 reviews, 99% positive, which is incredible.
Yep.
I definitely I don't know why I didn't add this on my list when I looked through before, but yes, this is going on my wish list.
So yeah, kind words. By Pop Cannibal from Boston, Massachusetts. Our next title is from Friday, September 13th, an auspicious day. We have, and it was also Harvest Moon, so all on the same day. It was just should I walk out at night? Am I gonna die?
Are we talking to Ghost Dewey? Is this the Ghost Dewey Ghost Dewey bear?
Maybe. Do I have a shadow? No, I'm clearly casting a shadow. Anyhow.
I don't see the shadow.
So he tells us.
Yes. If I was in Washington, you wouldn't see a shadow because the light is so diffused. So, but anyhow, Friday. So, the first one is Deadly Step.
The brave hunter went in the wake of the missing daughter, but how many amazing things from a long-forgotten past will he meet? Only go forward, there is no turning back.
Yep. This is made by a developer out of Russia. It's very Russia-jank, like Rujank. Is that a term? Rujank?
Rujank. That sounds like kangaroo, so...
Oh, that would be like Aussie-jank, wouldn't it?
Exactly. It's Rujank, that is.
Jank. Rusky-jank. I don't know.
Rujank sounds kind of like Hugh Jackman's older brother.
But it is kind of cool. It's one of those games where other things only move when you move, so it's kind of sort of turn-based.
Super hot. Super hot was the first thing I kind of thought of on that.
But there's tons of other things that would this is really old school design. But yeah. So it is very old school. It does have a level creator, a level editor.
Wow.
So that is something.
Right?
It's not a pretty game.
No.
No, and people are saying the folks who made this are kind of the authors are sadists on the levels because they're apparently real torture.
The real torture? Oh man.
Yeah. So
you will die a lot. A little humor and questions. What the hell? What's that?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yep. Well, the developer is also known as RIP Games, so maybe that's a hint. It's a pretty difficult. There's 20 levels filled with monsters and objects containing a narrative about the world, the game story that will accompany until the end of the game. Depending on the style of the game, you will get one of the endings of the plot. So there's multiple endings.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're RIP games, and we just thought Dewey was a ghost. I think this is a sign. I need to let this go, but I'm not gonna.
Friday the 13th was a good time for them to release this game, honestly.
No kidding.
This is £7.19. I think because it's got that level editor, and you make your own maps and everything. I think that's totally worth it. So you can get a lot more hours out of it, and it'd be nice. Sorry,
no, you're fine. $9.99 US. The artwork inside the game reminds me of a not polished Diablo 2.
Yeah, it does feel very retro, and so I'd say I wouldn't say the game's very pretty, but it does have that retro aesthetic. It does have an aesthetic that some people I think would really like. So, yeah, but yeah. With that, our next title is Frontline, Western Front. This is actually a series of mobile games that are now making their way to Steam. And so go ahead and pitch.
Yeah! Alright, I enjoy this part too much. Tactical scale strategy game that invites the player to take command of the Allied or German forces in an epic struggle for the control of Western Europe during World War II.
Yep. They also have another game for the Eastern Front, so basically between the Russians and the Germans. So, and what's cool is this is a mobile game, and looking at the mobile reviews, people are like, this is a mobile game that actually has gameplay. And it's really attractive. Like, it's really an attractive, like, the sort of topographic map. It's just very pretty. It's a very pretty game. So... A lot of these World War II strategy games go for very brown, which, I mean, it probably was very brown.
This is a lot more colorful than you would normally see for a game like this, because one of the first things I thought of was like the old board game Axis and Allies, which is a very brown, darkish kind of game. So seeing this with more color. Yeah, you know, I'm kind of more for it, and plus the strategy where it kind of feels almost board game-ish in a way. Of course, that speaks to me real quick. But
yeah,
it's just very attractive.
I do like the map design in this. It's the colors really pop, especially the sea and everything, and it's and is this the one that you've played?
No, I've known about it though, because I think they also had, I might be confusing it because I was trying to find the news story, because I do believe these folks had an issue a while back where a lot of their historical games were getting banned just because like I think it was Apple that was doing like an automated check for certain terms, and it's like because they use a lot of historical terms, a lot of historical settings, a lot of their games just got banned without any sort of human audit. It was just automatically gotten rid of. And so like all of their money, all of the income went away. And so then they had to like start over again. I think they've been restored. Rough. I think they got eventually restored, but it was kind of a big story because people were like, wait a second. And it wasn't just them. It was also just like there were educational like history quiz that was also getting banned. It's like, no, you cannot just take a word, do a search for a word, and just ban everything with that word.
Just wow.
Like I'm sorry, you're gonna have to spend the money to hire some people to review these.
And this is why I don't understand why, because these companies make massive amounts, and like you and I go through the list every week, and we can clearly see this this you maybe shouldn't be on the Steam, or this is it doesn't take us that long, so I don't know why they just can't hire a couple of people to comb through
and set up a proper appeals process. Like
I think they're saying Dewey and Rody are available for hire. Just email.
I do not want to traumatize myself.
For the right money, honey.
I guess for the right money. Yeah, that is true. But it was their Civil War games. So their Civil War games got taken down because I think they featured the Gadsden flag, which, I mean, they featured the flags of every country involved in all of their fronts, their like front games, because that makes sense, and it wasn't against the rules at the time. So I do believe it was the Civil War games that got targeted in particular. But they are 88 games. I don't know where they're based out of. But they do a lot of very they go for sort of historical accuracy, all these like famous battles, and it's a cool strategy game. So you learn something.
Especially when they're talking 88 millimeter caliber rounds is part of their title. Yeah. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and it's only £2.09. So.
Oh yeah, it's really cheap. I'm glad that they're porting these over to Steam. So I might check them out. All right, so next title is Guroopia.
A fun 2D puzzle physics platformer where you can manipulate the direction of gravity to complete your mission. You are Marvin, a cool stick man who is abruptly disturbed by the Dream Wizard. Marvin is told he owes a dream debt to the Dream Wizard, and he will not be allowed to wake up until it's paid.
I feel like this was written by the people who did Charlie the Unicorn.
Dream Wizard.
Oh, I was thinking they just watched A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Anyhow, this has to be the first. This has to be maybe the second Stickman game that we featured, like where you have just a Stickman. That's it. It takes talent to take such low pixel graphics and make it look good. So good job.
Because like the levels and stuff look fun. It reminds me of a different version of N++. If you remember that one from way back when.
Yeah.
It's almost like they took N++ and combined it with Fez a little bit, where you're moving the world around you, like perspective and all that, plus the
I'm not a fan of the way this looks.
Oh
it's just he looks so samey. Whereas Fez was very like bright, nice colours and very quite varied. It's just this sort of like
everything's green and viney.
I was going to say snot coloured, but
it is snot coloured, yes.
Yeah. So I'm not a fan, and like some of the backgrounds are just like one colour.
Yeah, there's not a lot of variation. The levels, there's not a lot of variation of like the stuff going on inside of it. It's the green snot, vines and stuff going on. So if there was at least a change of that, then maybe. But as long as the gameplay and the mechanics are like crisp to this, it might not be bad. Yeah. You might be able to get past a few things as long as it's a kind of a smooth moving game.
Yeah.
Yep. This is by Josh Sullivan out of the UK. This is his first game, and he does have the OST available for sale. So
Justin can get in on that.
Justin can get it. And it's only $3.49.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's $2.89.
But you can get it with the soundtrack for $4.03.
Yep. There's 20 levels, and you can unlock hats. So.
Oh, everyone likes hats.
Everyone likes hats. So yeah, that's Guroopia. Next title is Chop.
I'm sorry, I don't think you pronounced that properly.
Chop!
There you go.
Unfortunately, I can't find it. Where is it? No, I don't want Conan Chop.
Yeah, it's buried down a little bit.
There
when
we
you
go.
Look at Chop.
There's too many games with Chop in the title. All right.
Yeah. Chop is a 2D party game with tons of gore and fast-paced action. Swords will fly, bodies will be chopped, friendships will break.
Yeah, this is by Claws Up Games out of Lyon, France. I went snobby there. I'm sorry about that. Getting the proper pronunciation in.
Wow. I saw your nose just like turn up.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, this is by a French studio. It's kind of a cool brawling mechanic because basically when you kill someone, you make a portal for yourself. And if you can get to that portal, you win. But then the others could stop you from getting to that portal. So, and then if they kill you, their portal opens. So it's this weird, interesting sort of situation. Because when you kill someone, they're only dead for a moment, I think.
And then they come right back.
Yep.
Yeah, because the inside levels themselves look a lot like the End Is Nigh, Super Meat Boy, that kind of hand-drawn. There's kind of like strings and stuff coming off of it. Like there's a nice texture to it. I don't know if I'm exactly wording that properly. The characters too, especially on like your good big couch playing games, they stick out from the background, which royally helps because I've played so many of those games where it's like, oh, here's all this stuff going in the background and I lose where I'm at. But it's kind of weird seeing like, oh, here's their kind of their thumbnail for the game, and it's like, oh, it's this really pretty artwork, and then the characters inside the actual game themselves look just super plain and boring. Where it's like, oh, here's a little bit of a dark outline with some green.
Yeah. They probably shouldn't have gone with cell shading, honestly.
Yeah, I didn't. I like the animation that they've done for like what looks like the cutscenes and that, but but the gameplay characters, they just don't look that great. You can only tell from what I'm seeing. It's like you can only tell because someone's a slightly different color or something like that. It's like someone's blue, someone's red, and they've got like little patches of that color on them. So
Yeah,
I'm not.
Yeah, it looks like the 4 distinct characters. Yeah, red, blue, green, and yellow. Which it's nice that they have distinct color changes, but it's missing something here.
Yeah. And it's
local only.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Local only. That is too bad. Because if this had an online, it would probably have a bit more of a pull.
I would definitely play this. Like I know I'm complaining about a couple of minor things here and there, but it still looks fun. But I need folks to play it with.
Yeah.
And I don't think Roadie is going to move to Wisconsin to play this with me.
Enjoy those delightful mild Wisconsin winters.
I'm thinking about it, and you know, he's near where there's cheese.
There is a lot of cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah, ton of dairy, especially I live out in like a farming community, so oh yeah. All
the dairy.
All the dairy.
Right, now let's shop, and it's $8.49 US.
Yeah. 15% off right now. So it's £6.79.
There's a bundle with exclusive skins and the OST, of which normally $15.96, but on a bundle pricing for $11.56.
Get that OST. Our next title is WARMODE, which folks who are familiar with shooters on Steam might think that this has been out for a long time. It has been out for a long time in early access. Anyhow, go ahead and read the pitch.
Oh, I was gonna say you also didn't pronounce this name properly, sir.
Huh? WARMODE. Okay, there you go.
Thank you.
It's all in caps. I know.
I see. You were a stickler about like the French pronunciation. I'm a stickler when it comes to all caps. Free to play shooter about the confrontation of two irreconcilable sides. Oh my god, I cannot say that. Irreconcilable. Thank you. Sides represented by the government, military, housing, and the armed hirelings. Try your hand at virtual battles with off-scale dynamics and hurricane gameplay in the spirit of the classical shooters. In the game are available a wide range of.
Yep. Just stops there. Anyhow, this is from Russian developer Novalink LLC. I could only find their Russian website. They don't have much social media presence in the West, but I did play this game, actually. It is about 300 megabytes in size, or even less, maybe. It is a tiny game.
And there's crates and keys you can buy.
Okay. Now it's under a gig, but yeah, it's a really small shooter, and yeah, it is free to play, so they definitely have those microtransactions. But it's very jank, very, very jank. But I'd have to say I've had fun every time I've played it with friends. So
okay,
it's very lightweight. If you have like a really crappy computer, this is a shooter you can play and have fairly smooth gameplay. So.
It sounds like mixed reviews right now. Is 59%, but there's like 15,393 people have like given a review for it. So they must have done something right.
Yeah. The main thing I've seen. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Someone said this was the worst experience of my life.
Pretty much. That is what it is. It is. You grow inside, like the trauma teaches you. It's a learning experience. That's what this game is. It's also cool because it's such a small download. I have seen like a lot of streamers that they're like, oh hey, this is a game on Steam, it's free, let's just get in a lobby and play together, and they just play with their viewers, and it's just like low barrier of entry, just a cool way just to play with a bunch of folks in a game that you really can't take too seriously because it's just this little tiny shooter, and it's pretty fun. But yeah, anyhow, that's WARMODE. Just include that because I had some history with the game.
Cool.
All right. With that, our next title is Escape Game Cake. Yeah, that's cake. Okay, Escape Game Cake.
A popular escape game with lots of cute animals. Even if you're good at puzzles, this is an escape game that you can enjoy casually.
I just love the way this looks, and it's reminds me of those when I used to be ill from school, and they would have these like educational programs, and they would be like with these kind of like stop motion figures. So yeah, it reminds me a lot of that. But this
one includes actually a few more than just cake. Apparently there's escape game Cake, Trip, Dango, Potion, and Honey as well.
Yeah.
It's
so it is great because it's it's like a series of games all in one sort of thing. So I'm interested in this. I'm quite interested in this because I like puzzles, and I like that sort of like point and click element to it, and it obviously looks like it was it's from a mobile game. So yeah, I'm interested.
It is originally a mobile game, and it's got fairly decent reviews on the mobile sites that I looked up. So yeah, and it's by Nicolette JP out of Japan. So
yeah, and this it's on special promotion right now, 20% off. So that's $383.
Yep.
How much is it in US?
Oh, $479. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. But yeah, it looks neat as a sort of point and click, figure out how to do things type of game, and it's aesthetic. Yeah. Our final, and with that we come to a final title. Saturday, September 14th, is Transport Services.
Transport Services is a lightweight, fast-paced simulation game about designing and managing transportation for a dynamic world.
Yep. So this is by Hammer Games out of Czechia. Let me get to the actual gameplay. There you go.
Not a good trailer. The first trailer you come across, it's just this guy in a car, and it's like
it's very slow.
Yeah.
Maybe that sort of reflect the gameplay, because it is very much like lay down roads, plan things, and then figure out how to get transportation. This is sort of like that city management game.
It reminds me of Transport Tycoon, but different like graphic style.
At least they're already saying it's meant to be a lightweight one, because otherwise I was going to come at this going, oh yeah, no, I'm not a fan of how this. It's missing a whole lot. But if they're coming in for a lightweight, anyone can jump into this play sort of thing of like you could be playing on a toaster and this is going to run, I'm actually a little more into it at this point.
Yeah.
That's a list we need to make, as toaster games.
That's true. Yeah.
Welcome to the Toaster Release podcast. It's going to come out by surprise every time.
It's like these are games that you could probably play on your toaster. So just all those. Yeah. But
yeah, this is 30% off right now, and it's $5.59. This was in early access, so it's only just come out of early access, and it's 74% mostly positive, with 27 reviews so far.
Yeah, so folks seem to be enjoying it for the most part. 3 game difficulties. This means a stress-free game without any punishments for recorded stations. While on the opposite side, hard mode is pretty challenging on how far you can get before you go bankrupt. So there's a money management aspect to this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would go like the stress-free one, and I just like to build
chill.
Yeah, because I like that in Transport Tycoon, you just like connect the cities together, and then because of the exchange of goods, you see that city get bigger and bigger. So yeah, I really like that.
And apparently, like, new cities appear in the map, but there's no real rush to connect your city to any neighboring city. Like, you can sort of take your time to do that. So yeah, it's kind of neat that it's these little islands of activity, this big white field of nothingness. It's a cool aesthetic. So yep. So yeah, and that's Transport Services. With that is all of our release list.
Ooh, nice.
Which means that everyone's favorite part of the show is about to start.
I'm sorry, guys. I gotta go. You have a good day. Love you.
No, you're not going anywhere.
No,
not yet.
No,
Not
I didn't
yet.
I didn't give you keys to get out of your room yet.
Oh, I need to start listening to Rihanna because whips and chains excite me.
So this is the first game. Math Mage.
Okay.
Math Mage.
I'm intrigued with the name. Oh, not that price point. Oh.
Thank you for visiting
Math Mage is a fantasy adventure game where kids fight monsters, use magic, and practice math. Your kids will have tons of fun in a video game that helps kids become confident in math.
Ooh, this is targeting parents who don't have a clue. $54.99.
Yeah. It's like $40.99 in the UK, and it was like it's like they said, oh, you know, they spent like 2 years with this in development, but it's just like why would
doesn't
you try
everyone?
Yeah, why would you try to rip people off with this, you know?
Oh, I almost want to report this.
It is really expensive for something that doesn't look that great. But man, it's just mechanically it's probably fine, but it clearly suffers from the disease a lot of educational games suffer from, in that it's not great. It just doesn't look great, and it hurts me because like a really good math game would be nice. Because did you ever play Math Blasters?
Oh yeah, I love that game. It was a really solid, good game.
Yeah, there's a lot of really good like educational games out there, but I find a lot of them are, you know, kind of older, and a lot of the newer ones, it's more of a, when you see these sort of games that look like asset flips and they're like educational, it's often that way because, like, I mean, parents who didn't game themselves are really easy to sell something to. So
yeah. I'm surprised like that there have been like 8 discussions about it, and the developers just not answered anything at all. So I don't know, I might. I don't know if I feel the same way. Like I want to report this because it's you know, why do you charge that much for something like that?
And I just don't like how they're constantly like, oh, it's for the kid. I mean, I get that's the point. I don't know. I get a weird feeling off of this game. But at the same time, like some aspects of the aesthetic, I'm like, oh, you got really close there. Like, you got really close to making a decent looking scene right there. And then the UI is like, I'm conflicted. Like, did they care about this title or did they not?
That's the thing. I was in like 2. Like, it's like, were they trying to do a good thing, or are they just trying to scam people of money? I don't know.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah. All right. Hit us again.
Okay. This next one is called Our House.
Our House.
In the middle of our house.
Okay. Is it a Chinese game?
Yeah.
Our house facing huge numbers of soldiers. In theory, there's no winning battle, but there are countless battles in which there are too few to win. It's not about strength, it's about how to use it and how to distribute it. In our house, weapons will be used to the utmost.
You said words, but none of them made any sense, really.
No.
Nope. I love the walk-run animation. It's so dumb. I love it.
They have planes. Oh, but the planes don't have a Z-axis. You're just like,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
There's a lot to talk about here, and in this case, I'm like, is this just like new to development? Because I do not think there's much in the way of like good education available in China regarding game development. So it's a lot of it's trial by fire.
There's you can download the demo for free.
Oh, that's cool. It's cool to have a demo. That's nice.
Yeah. We've said something positive about it.
Yeah, that is nice. They have a demo. I appreciate that. It makes me think they probably cared about this more than.
It has more color than PUBG.
There's a lot of color. My word.
Yeah. And you know, if you enjoyed the demo, you can buy the full game for £7.19.
$9.99 US.
Color sweep. My video's back, and I'm greeted with blinding color. Oh my word! But yes, oof.
Yeah.
Again, I can't like muster up any hatred in my heart, but I'm like,
Yeah.
Then let me supply it for you.
I'm definitely like, ugh. I'm not buying this game. But you know what? Maybe is this their first title? Oh, thank goodness it's their first title. If this was like not their first title, I would be much more concerned.
So I'm watching the gameplay. The one part of this that actually looks kind of fun, if they got rid of like the characters going around, is the tank fighting. Actually looks pretty good.
The tank fighting did look kind of good, yeah.
Yeah, if you could get rid of like the rest of it and just have like a tank fighter, this might actually be a fun game.
Yeah, yeah. And just tone down that red in the grass.
So much red. Yeah. Oof.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'll change my color.
Who would wear yellow on the battlefield? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, yeah. That's terrible.
Anyhow, hit us again. Is there another one?
Yeah, so this one looks like it's been re-released again. Because it was like released in the 31st of July, and then it's like one of those that's popped up again this month. So here you go.
Summer Nights. Whoops. It's a cool name. Let's see.
Oh, an RPG about childhood nostalgia and how stupid it is what its description.
Ooh, this was made in MS Paint.
And there's also the other trailer is like an FMV trailer, which I know you like. Yeah.
This was actually made by kids, though.
Yeah.
Which is actually kind of impressive.
Yeah.
No, I can't hate it now. It was made by
and
kids.
It's an RPG maker.
You know what? RPG maker, and it's all original assets.
Yeah.
Do you remember how you felt as a kid? Not like that nostalgic memory.
It's one of those things that I don't like it being on Steam specifically. I feel like if you've got something like this, and you're starting to nurture that talent.
This would have been a great Newgrounds game.
Exactly.
Yeah, Newgrounds is a better place, and then you don't like establish, because what'll probably happen is if they ever release a game that's really quality, they're probably going to want to take this one down. So it's like not in their history. But or maybe they'll keep it up. Maybe they're just going to be like, hey, this is our beginnings. But
yeah,
the Newgrounds would be at a better place for this.
Yeah, and get some good feedback, and on what they can do to improve, and have a great community around them, which I think would be better. yeah, the fact that they've like sort of bumped this game up to look like it's been released in September as well.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I do not like that. This should be on Newgrounds.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's $3.99?
$4.99 US.
At least they're not asking like 55 or 59. Yeah.
That's.
Okay. I have not lost faith in humanity despite Roadypie's attempts. So. Not this
I
week.
don't know that math mage, man.
That feels like very. Don't know whether they're being sincere or cynical. But...
Yeah, that's the thing. I cannot. It's like for legal purposes, I'm not going to say that they're trying to be like predacious on parents who don't know anything about gaming and
avoiding slander heavily here.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it feels like it.
Yeah.
In our not so professional opinion.
Yeah.
I swear we need to get Rhodey a whip for this segment that she just pulls out. Because at least I would be a little more excited.
I do not need you excited.
So we have spoken about Patreon levels before.
Yeah,
and, that's going to be a special.
Patreon level, yeah.
Yeah, to unlock. Patreon unlock.
The Rhodey domination stream. Anywho.
You got this wave as being like conspiracy theory in this chat, and she's like, you know what, that's possible, but there's no evidence for it. But yeah. Okay, but Godless Weave is my favorite cynic. I
like the thought though. I kind of want to look into this now.
Do we do like go full investigative on it and then just like this is our breakdown of this game that no one has reviewed?
You're gonna get like you're gonna get a video of me like really zoomed in on side of it. I stumbled upon something too deep. The summer nights, and then
you have to like never cut your hair so it gradually gets longer over the course of the video. Yeah.
Yes.
And then at the end you just have a tinfoil hat. So.
I'm sorry. We're derailing a little bit.
Yes, we are derailing. Shameless plugging. Yes, let's derail that way.
Well, no, we missed one.
Oh, best of the list. That's right. The best. I always forget about it. Best of the list. Roadypie, what is your best of the list?
I think kind words. I think this week, you know, we've good. There were a lot of simulation games this week, and not necessarily ones that I really get into, but I think that game just looks so beautiful and seems so chill and relax and positive that, you know, I something I would want to definitely give a go.
What about you?
I'm joining Rhodey on this one as long as the community doesn't abuse it.
True.
Because I'm waiting for it, and it was one of those, like, I was going through the just trying to see like someone was an absolute jerk to someone else, and then if someone's actually going through stuff and are venting through this and they get something back of like a go kill yourself sort of thing, I'm waiting for something super negative,
super bad. Yeah.
But it's just because of my current views on the world right now, where it is but for now, for what it is, as long as the community can hold true to the spirit of the game, that's going to be there. Otherwise, the one that I started super negative on, at least in my head and seeing it, was the transport services. And then all of a sudden, the more I saw it, the lightweight stuff popping up. So it's because kind words, I'm kind of with you on describing, is it not, it might not necessarily be a game. So it would be hard to put it on a best of because it might not be a game so much. You
might only get like 20 minutes out of it or something. You know what I mean? It's not like you're gonna be playing it for a few hours. So
then I would have to jump over to maybe transport services as probably my game that doesn't sit on the honorable mentions list. That is Blasphemous.
Oh yeah, Blasphemous.
Or I would also have to try the Archeo Shinar before, because I love the humor. So I'm going back through reading the list right now of like, okay, which one do I actually really like? And then it's like, oh yeah, transport services I actually kind of came around on, and then but Archeo. So I'm gonna finally say my big honorable one is going to be my kind words, just followed up with Archeo Shinar.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think like me and Tom are like picking the same games, because the transport one is another one that I'd be interested in. But also this Archeo one. Yeah, definitely.
Rody and I are of one mind. We are the same person.
Well...
Oh my god, you're a dirty perv too. Sorry. Hey, Dewey, what about you? Rody and I.
It's been difficult because honestly, yes, again, our honorable mentions, which included Greedfall and Blasphemous, are both kind of up there for me, but at the same time, I don't think I'll get Blasphemous. It's just a little bit too stomach-churning for me. And Greedfall I'm going to wait a really long time on because it needs patches.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like I can give the best of the list to those ones. Going through this, I've been going through this over and over. And so kind words, a little thing about kind words. As of today, the dev has said that there's been no negative letters sent so far.
Which, that's amazing.
Yeah, there's been none. Which is really cool. So far, like thousands of people use the game. No negative things have been sent yet. It'll just be a matter of time, but it is cool that in general, and he is like setting up more like, to a moderation system so it can be quickly moderated, that sort of stuff.
That's awesome.
So he is like setting up a way, like he already has some automation for it, but he wants to tweak it. So it's really well done. And of course, there'll still be like human review for stuff that it's like, not sure. So yeah, there's that. This is so hard. I think so. I was really charmed by Stamp Boy. Straight up, I was really charmed. It looks like this just really cute little, little platformer that's very retro, and I love that. That's just very cute. I love how it has the little leaf on his head, so it's like they're robots, but they're like little berry robots. So that's cute, and they're fighting like these ice cream monsters. That's also very cute. I have a weakness for these things, but
so WoW Classic is his best of the week, everybody.
Well, no, Hand of Fate definitely would be the best of the week. I can't put that game down, but it's so hard because honestly, this week there's not been many things that have been in genres that I like that have come out. Yeah. So I think probably Stamp Boy. Yeah, Stamp Boy is my best of the week this week.
Okay.
Yep. So yeah, and that's that. So that is the best list. Investigate Summer Nights. Yes, the first day you present. Of course, got a sweep. All right. So with that, it's time for the shameless plugging. So, TheRadioTom, what have you been up to? Where can people find you?
So, back to what I've been up to. It's been not much. However, I have my exciting news of I'm coming to streaming full-time starting October 1st, as I am moving to weekends only at the radio station. So at the start of next month, and on October 23rd, fingers crossed, I am going to be starting up the week-long pumpkin carving stream. Oh, I'm excited for that one. So that is around the corner. So, of course, twitch.tv/TheRadioTom. You can follow me on Twitter, TheRadioTom1, because apparently there must have been another TheRadioTom at some point on Twitter, because bleh. And then on YouTube, which I'm going to try to get finally going now with moving over to full-time stuff. I don't have the custom URL yet, but just search TheRadioTom. You'll find a microphone. Stuff's coming to that soon.
So if you're only working on weekends, that means you're probably not. Sundays are probably going to be hard for you to make a podcast. Yeah.
For the first for these first about 14 more weeks, we should be good because there's a little thing called football going on, which runs automated.
Okay.
And I don't know. My boss hasn't gotten back to me yet on the Saturday and Sunday schedules, as he is really not happy with me taking off. But it is very much mental health, as well as I'm in a position I don't get paid well. I give up 6 days a week just to kind of be treated terribly at my job. So I'm trying something. Terrified, because at least I had something that was moderately stable, but it was still $10 an hour for not even full time and no benefits. So I'm going to try something. We'll see how we do.
Well, good luck to you, Tom, and I really hope that you get great community around you. I know you so far you have some nice people around you. So.
Yeah. I'm with you two. You two are nice peoples.
Oh, thank you.
Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. How about you, Rody? What about you?
Oh my goodness, it's been a while since I've actually streamed, but yeah, one of these days I will, and hopefully me and the RadioTom play that board game that we said we were going to play.
I know. I was staring at it on my wish list earlier, going, "Oh, Rody, and I really need to play it."
Yeah.
So, no time to relax.
Yeah, no time to relax. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I really want to get back to, finishing a load of games on my list. So I just gotta, get back, either just get back into the swing of it, or just like not be so tired all the time. Whichever comes first. But yeah, I will let you all know when I'm back to streaming.
Yay! What about you, Mr. Dewey Bear?
Yeah, and as for me, streaming, I still won't have a regular schedule for just my game streams, not yet, but we'll still be back every Sunday. Let me see, is next Sunday the last Sunday? Next Sunday is not the last Sunday. Yeah, no. Next Sunday, we will have another episode 41 of the podcast, and then Sunday the 29th we'll have off. But yeah, so I'll still be streaming the podcast. I will see if I can get some streams during the week done, but I'm, starting to get more involved in like some community stuff over here. So that's been kind of cool, like just getting to know more locals in San Diego. TwitchCon, I'm going to be meeting up with a bunch of the folks from the Twitch community, which is going to be awesome. Looking forward to that. And yeah, you can find me on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, etc. Yep.
Yay.
Yep. So yeah, and that's that. So also chat, thank you so much for stopping by and leaving us your thoughts. It's always appreciated to have you guys.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, chat.
Yay.
And of course, anyone who's stick with us watching through YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe and comment. And we always read the comments. And
ring the bell. Ring the bell.
Ring the bell. Yes.
I got you.
Yeah. And thanks for checking out the YouTube video. So good day. I'll have this one uploaded there as soon as possible, hopefully before Tuesday. So yes.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.